DCC anyways. What's wrong with you?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the game. This will probably be on a VOD, so let's step it up, Ben. Keep it clean, keep it smart. LGD versus Digital Chaos. The games, of course, in the group stages are all going to be 2-game series, I believe. The scoring system will be the same as used in the internationals. So you win 2 games, you get 3 points for your group. You draw, you get 1 point. So it's going to be 1 or 3, which I like. You know, this is the system they use in kind of sports, everywhere else. You know, if you win a series, you get 3 points.
This is nice. I feel like I'm on assisted casting.
Why?
I'm
just saying stuff up.
Yeah.
You just go, yeah.
But the group stages are mega important because loser is out of the
overlay,
tournament.
Ben. Overlay, Ben.
Overlay.
Thank you very much, stream. We forgot the overlay. That's not the overlay. That's not the overlay. That's not the overlay. That's not the overlay. That's the overlay.
That's the overlay.
Look at that.
Wow.
Thank you, stream.
So shiny.
Yeah, we just had a phone call from our sponsors. I can't read that, Ben.
Come on.
I can't read that.
You were almost there with LGD.
Is that a panda or a polar bear? What's that on the orange one? Some TV.
It could be a goblin.
How'd you pronounce that? Can you read it, Ben?
Key TV.
Key TV? Do. Oh, is it Douyu TV? Ah, there we go. Douyu TV. Don't watch them. Watch Twitch. Because we're not on Douyu TV. If you want to watch the Chinese coverage, do watch it. If you want to watch the Russian coverage, then where's that? That's on
also
Twitch
on Twitch.
That's also on Twitch. So we do. Well, we don't advise that because if you're watching us, you probably don't speak Russian. But if you do speak Russian, we do advise that you watch the Russian stream. But anyway, Ben, so far in the draft, pretty much standard stuff. I mean, it's maybe kind of, you know, tainted towards the fact that playing against DC, you get a Broodmother first ban, which is
if you're not familiar with Digital Chaos, it is Aui's new creation of a team after he got booted from EG.
Yes.
And he picked up a few players that are fairly reputable, but they haven't actually done anything super decent. They haven't qualified for a lot of the major tournaments. They didn't even
qualify for this. We gave them the pity invite.
Yes.
So we're giving them a chance here. We want to see DC blossom. But in all seriousness, we gave them the invite because they got to the qualifier finals, I believe, in Cloud9 knocked them out. Cloud9 couldn't come, so these guys were in the second running to be brought along to the event. So we wanted to make sure we include some NA Dota, you know. You can't have a good LAN without a bit of NA action.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I mean, Ben, is there something you want to say about the scene?
I mean, we can just watch Group A games.
Whoa, come on, Ben. Group B is clearly the better group. I mean, I'm excited to see.
Cloud9 did a little bit disappointing at their last LAN, and Digital Chaos have not had anything super impressive.
This is true. This is true.
But it'll be interesting. Any win for Digital Chaos is good.
It's going to be a big.
Because they want to not get 5th. If you're Digital Chaos, you're like, we have a stand-in. Yes. Let's just make it out of the group stage.
Ush was fairly confident. I think he said he'd been playing. I was talking to earlier yesterday. He's been playing with the team for about 5 days.
He said he was not confident. He said he played 2 games with them.
That was confidence for me. I felt he was very confident.
What, as opposed to 1 or 0?
Games. I mean, the other teams, how many games have they really played together, Ben? I mean, 2 games, 200 games, you know, it's
just a couple of zeros.
It's just a statistic at the end of the day.
It's just orders of magnitudes apart.
Exactly. And Ush is going to be coming into the one. I advised him to pick up the Tinker. He said he might do. He said Aoi probably won't draft it for him. But we might see some fun stuff coming out from the side of DC.
I told him to pick Ursa.
Ursa mid? Or we'll swap it around?
Ursa safe or off.
Get TC in the mid lane?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. I mean, draft so far. DC banning out the old Husker. I mean, I guess if there's a Dazzle in the field, you know, the fact that you haven't really got anything so far to deal with a Husker. I mean, yes, you know, people go, you've got Sonic Wave.
I'm surprised AA hasn't been banned.
You need more than that to deal with a Husker, because Huskar's just going to be, you're just going to be dead.
There's still AA in the pool, though.
There is still AA in the pool, so they could have countered it. That's true. Bane, he's a popular man nowadays. A lot of teams like the Bane. He's one of those supports that people rate very, very highly.
Are a lot of teams? I don't think a lot of teams like him. I think the few good teams like him.
The good teams have realized that he's good.
So it looks like he's picked a lot.
Yes, we see a lot of success from Bane.
Yes,
basically, but that might be looking to change. DC have picked it up, 3rd pick. But
what do you think about LGD in general as a team?
I mean, LGD, they've always been around, haven't they? I mean, what are we seeing since TI? They've swapped around the fact that they've got ROTK now in the lineup. Was that the only change? Since TI?
Yao's out. Xiao 8 out.
Yes, of course, Xiao 8's gone. So a lot of people were a bit kind of like, because they lose these people, you know, they were like, maybe they're not going to be as good as they were at TI, which is understandable. So they've still got a lot of, you know, ground to prove themselves. But I think this could be a good shot for them. I'm liking their pickup so far. I'm loving the fact that they're running the Rubik. DC with a very quick response with the Ogre Magi pick.
But they didn't even care what they had.
They did not. They were straight in with the Ogre. I mean, so far, I feel that LGD's is definitely Actually, I don't know if I'd say safer. I think DC's draft as well is pretty good. The Ogre, I'm a little bit questionable. I'm not really sure on the power of the Ogre.
You're an Ogre hater? Have you seen Ogre with mangoes? He's unstoppable.
I mean, I guess he's kind of like, he's the magical version of Night Stalker, isn't he? He sits in the lane, you can't really kill him, and he runs at you and he
he's I kind of view him as like,
lane.
he's like a bounty hunter who isn't invisible.
Okay.
He's just get vision everywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
You can just stand there and people can't mess with you.
That's true. That's a walking ward. Lena's picked up here by LGD. I mean, in that sense, you know, something that's kind of nice to play around the Bane. You know, if Bane then goes to for any defensive nightmares, you're going to be able to play around that, still follow through with the nuke damage.
It's also a good matchup versus Quap.
Yes, that's true. Is true. I mean, we don't see as much Lena now. Quap, of course,
she's
is
still
still
really good. I actually think she's going to be picked more.
Yeah.
There was like a dip because of 6.85.
The nerfs weren't that massive in 6.85. What was the Dragon Slave?
Dragon Slave damage, Laguna damage.
Yeah.
And
the fact that Yule's got nerfed in the cast range. But I mean, it's still what, 575, I believe, instead. It was like lost 200 on the range. Tiny 5 pick.
You know, Ush actually told me yesterday he wants to play Tiny. I was like, you're not going to. Yeah, he did tell us. And I was like, you're not going to get Wisp. Apparently, no one cares about banning out Wisp versus them.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, they would have had the opportunity to do it, but yeah.
Naked Tiny. Naked Tiny's actually pretty good versus Lena, I think. He's like a large HP pool. He also has good burst to take her down. But it's still a tough matchup, nonetheless.
But the great thing, of course, is you've got this Bane, which we'll imagine we'll see the Bane sitting around the mid lane with Tiny to give him a head start against Lena.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Or Ogre, even.
Or Ogre.
You can just toss Ogre onto her. And
yes,
then you're set up.
Pretty fast. And with the slow from the old Ignite.
LGD with the old 4 Protect 1.
Good old Siler AM. So, kind of a classic. I mean, this is a very LGD lineup.
But they didn't care. Really they didn't actually care about the anti-mage pickup though, because normally you see it banned if you have Queen of Pain and Darkseer on your team.
Yeah.
Queen of Pain because of the large mana pool, Darkseer because of the large mana pool and the poor lane matchup against anti-mage. It's not poor. It's just not good, which is usually, you know, what Darkseer strives for in lane. But Tiny can actually deal with the anti-mage very easily.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, if he gets like a good timing on the Blink Dagger, he's going to be able to roam around the map, hunt him down. You've got a Quap as well. He's going to be extremely active.
Even without it, you can just trade farm. As long as you have someone stacking, you should be okay. But it's really inefficient without a Wisp, so that's what I'm a little worried about.
Well, you're not a huge fan of the Tiny without the Eye.
I think it's good because, firstly, it's different. I think when you're playing versus LGD and your Digital Chaos, you have to bring something new to the table. A mid-Tiny is something it's similar to Lena, but it's just a different flavor, and I don't know if they're going to be completely prepared for it.
Okay.
What's wrong with the camera? Why can't I click on the minimap?
Because you've maybe got K not press. Is that?
Prepare for battle.
That could be an issue. Gods, I can't click on the minimap.
If you hold down space, does that do anything? No. What? Oh god, Ben. Did it? No.
I don't think so. I can't.
Wait.
I can't.
Can you click on heroes? Try and click on
I can click on heroes. I think. Yeah.
Double click on a hero, see if it flies to.
I mean.
Overlay! Yes, Ben! Overlay!
Is there a hotkey for this?
There's a voice in my head. Some kind of god.
Why can't I click? Oh, this is. How am I supposed to do it without being able to click on the minimap?
Can you right click on the minimap?
No. Can I restart?
Restart Dota. Restart Dota.
We're going to restart Dota.
Is it a reborn bug? Okay. Yeah, reload, man.
Reload?
Reload.
Reload Dota? Can I just disconnect it, reconnect?
Oh. Does it?
It doesn't work?
It doesn't work.
So I can't do anything about this bug.
Okay.
Besides just rely on...
You just have to do lots of massive swoops around the field with the arrow keys, man.
We'll just watch one lane.
If you want to watch the other lanes, you can buy yourself a ticket in-game. 129, the Nanyang Championships ticket going now.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do the hero portraits as well.
We'll make it work.
We can. We're going to improvise here, just for you lovely viewers at home.
10%, we're getting 0. We're calling them liars.
10%? What?
They said 10% packet loss.
Really?
Yeah, I got 0.
These guys are playing on LAN, aren't they?
Yeah, they're liars.
Come on, they are liars. This is a tactical pause if I ever did.
Typical Americans.
That man has got an awesome name. I can't read it, but it's
going up 20%.
20%.
Aren't they on the same connection as us?
Are they even here?
Are we even playing Dota?
Because of the pause. Does pausing give you packet loss?
Owie seems to think so.
Maybe. I trust in Owie. There we go. We'll try again. And let's have a look. See if we're going to have any more complaints. No, it looks like we're good. The players are happy. We're happy. And hopefully you people at home are happy as well. So at the moment, of course, it looks like everyone's going to go for this top rune. I don't think you want to fight into DC's lineup here. DC will take the top, and yeah, RTK simply grab it.
Oh, it's a safe lane, Tiny.
Ooh.
That's weak.
Oh,
I thought they were going
okay.
to put it mid.
So they're putting what, TC mid and who? Oh, well, I guess they did have the Darks here. They would have had to fit the Darks here in some way if they put the Tiny mid. Or did you want to see the Tiny mid
Tiny
in the
mid,
safe lane?
safe lane quad. Because it's versus Lina. I don't know. I mean, I guess Queen's okay. She's ranged at least. But it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe TC just feels confident with his ability against Maybe, but maybe Lina's going to be pretty good. He has got Aoi back it up, as we said. Then we're going to send one support here to secure the mid lane, make it that little bit easier here for TC. But there's going to be DDC on the side of LGD hanging around on the Rubik. So a bit of 2-on-2 here in the mid lane. Just
0 mangoes, I am disappointed.
First time boots. I mean, it is also, you know, you can run at them, give them a good wallop. They're not going to be able to do too much. So this bottom lane, I mean, the fact that they are running the safe lane Tiny, it's going to mean he's going to be able to get a decent amount of farm. I mean, farming up against a Tusk, is Tusk that much of an issue for yourself as a Tiny on the safe lane?
No.
Nah, it should be fine.
Bulba's having issues, though. Not only in-game, but out-of-game.
And there we go. Bulba Janyachi'd, apparently, according to Sylar.
But he's only level 0 or level 1.
He's been forced out, and he's got to be careful at this point as well.
It's really bad for him because Dazzle's not that strong of a zoner, and the Rubik's showed himself mid, so I'm actually surprised he doesn't have any experience. I think that's one of Dazzle's weak points, is he can't zone out heroes like Darkseer, because Darkseer has a ton of armor. But he did go for level 1 Poison Touch on a Dazzle, so that's moderately decent for LGD. Bulba claims unplayable.
Unplayable. Unplayable. Come on, Sam. You really know you can improvise it.
Yeah, Tuska's not that big of a deal.
Nah, Tiny should be fine here. I mean, is this the kind of game where Ush does go for an early Blink Dagger, or he just kind of farms up his
see how the lanes develop.
Tags? I mean, what would be the ideal game here for Tiny? Does he want to try and get that?
You want your mid to own, you want your Darkseer to be high level, and then you can kill people because you're looking to pick them off. But if it's like a rougher start and his other 2 lanes get crushed, you might not be able to create that many opportunities. And you might have to go more of a farming build, like drums, bottle, or something like that.
Yeah, something a little bit safer. I'll back off. Hopefully we'll be able to continue this. And yeah, it's a bit annoying here for you, Ben, that you can't use the minimap, but
it's okay.
Hopefully it'll be fixed for the second.
No problem.
Game. We can run with this. And bottom lane, Us just giving the old Avalanche to walk away, but Snowball's going to be there.
He is taking a lot of creeps. That's a lot of creeps, Ush.
He's got the Sam barrier turning up.
RTK, I thought it was going to hit it off.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he have a mango?
No, he can just whack him.
He did have a mango. He was going to have the shards again.
He could have just whacked it off.
He's got to be a bit careful now. He's going to be around him. But I guess once you get a few points on the Tusk, you should be able to play it fairly safe. I mean, I guess they've got a fair bit of burst when they get a few levels on the Bane as well with the Brain Sap and the Avalanche Toss combo from Ush.
They just need to sleep into a combo. Tiny doesn't have enough mana right now.
Oh, the Clarity is hoping to gain it, but no, got cancelled straight away. A little bit ambitious there from Ush. It was 100 short of the mana.
Yeah, what happened to that Clarity, bro?
This top lane going a bit better for Bulba now that Aoi's hanging around, just trying to...
Yeah, the thing is he shouldn't need AUI. Look at the setup. They have wards on the top rune. Rubik was hanging around mid, and it's just a Dazzle zoning. Yeah, I think he actually isn't getting enough out of this lane. But I guess they do have that Observer ward there, so that makes life not that easy for Bulba.
Yeah, and the fact as well, this mid lane, so 11 for 2 on the TC co-op at the moment. Aoi's just going to trade hits with DDC here as he returns back towards the mid lane.
Co-op's actually doing better in CS than Lina.
Yeah, even though there was that help for TC at the start.
Yeah, so there's Rubik on the side of Dire, so you can kind of consider it an even matchup.
I mean, I guess the difference between these heroes, the fact that maybe, of course, with the stacks being created in the jungle, he's going to be able to farm up quicker, but Co-op's going to be able to be more active at a quicker time on the map, would you say? Yeah. He needs to be careful here. 3 heroes did come in. RTK with the old classic walk up from the bottom lane. Gank didn't work out, unfortunately, for him. So it ends up taking quite a bit of damage, so he's got to go back to base here.
I think Radiant's been able to use the jungle a little bit more, so they should be ahead.
Yeah.
Next, but it doesn't seem that way because of Bulba's top lane shenanigans.
It's very close to the moment. I think DC are going to be happy with the start against LGD anyway. I mean, no one's kind of clearly stomping the lanes. The fact that Bulba was having a bit of issue on the top lane, maybe the biggest thing, and maybe mid lane. TC needs to blink out. DDC tried to get in range there for the telekinesis, couldn't quite find it. Now he's there as well with the backup. TC with the salva. Should be fine.
Let's see what Sylar's going for. No Quelling Blade yet. Not super greedy coming out from him. He does have a salve. guess Darkseer is only level 2 right now and actually heading off to the jungle. So yeah, again, this
Okay.
top lane is like an absolute disaster for.
Yeah, I
Digital
mean,
Chaos.
especially when you're trying to slow down an AM and
Yeah.
you haven't managed to successfully do that. This is not going to be great here for DC. Aoi's going to try and pick up some levels on the top lane.
They need some runes, I think, from the Queen of Pain in order to like
Yeah.
actually get ahead in the early mid. But looks like maybe he's gonna be able to bot up an illusion. Bottom lane, Bane gets his bounty. But I don't really see an explosion coming out from them, maybe until Tiny gets his Blink Dagger. Although TC can make a rotation with level 6 and hopefully gank the top lane.
Oh, we're going to see Aoi getting caught out here. Started with a bit of a body block and now with a Fade Bolt to the backside. DDC getting first blood there with a rotation up to the top lane. And
So much mileage out of that ward.
Yep.
For real.
yeah, very nicely done.
Yummy.
there by LGD. And the fact that Silo, of course, involved in that. More good news here for the anti-mage. TC trying to go for it here, but maybe he's trying to outplay him here with the illusion rune. I didn't quite be able to get that final Dragon Slave out as it was still on cooldown.
Biru's been sitting here underneath this ward for, I would say, like a good 40 seconds.
Okay. It's the mind games. I'm sure he knows it's there.
Does he? Does he know it's there?
Probably not. I mean, RTK is feeling fairly confident here that this Bane's not going to be able to catch him out. But he's fine. I think he realizes now. We may see
Yeah,
him.
I mean, it's still a lot
He's
of
gonna
wasted
go
time.
anyway.
They felt completely safe to go on that jump on top because he was sitting there.
Yeah.
If you just need to go up, see if he backs off. If he backs off, then you just like, okay, screw it. He has a ward, and
Yeah.
then you go on and do other things with your life, like stack. I think he missed out on 2 stacks because of that, which is a pretty big deal when you're trying to get Tiny Blink ASAP. So it looks like he has gone a bottle, so definitely looking like a more aggressive build as opposed to a Midas.
I mean, at this point as well, you've got the level 6 on your quad. Oh, actually, talking about rotations, RTK and DDC with this smoke. This could be very nice if they're able to get the kill onto Quappy. They do have a Laguna Blade as well ready on maybe. And they might just go for the easier kill and look for Aoi again on the top lane. They found him once. They'd love to try and find him again. And they might even get, well, Boba is going to be here as well. Level 4 on the moment on his Darkseer. Hasn't quite got that Soul Ring complete. Has the money to do so though, and RTK is just going to walk straight in. Snowball onto Aoi here. DDC with the wraparound, has the telekinesis. Aoi's being surged up with a heal bomb, bringing him incredibly low. Usher with the rotation, nice avalanche onto RTK. They haven't lost anything on DC, and now with a 4th coming in, they'll get the kill. So very nice TP reaction there from the side of DC, and ensure that LGD's smoke up and rotation doesn't achieve anything for the side of the Dire.
They don't have enough damage right now. Ruby's only level 2. Tusk is kind of under-leveled, I think, a little bit. And Ogre is just, you have to throw more than that at the big guy.
He's not going to be that easy of a gank.
That's like without Queen of Pain TP. Imagine a Queen of Pain TP. That would have been like
that's
disaster.
True, in fact, yeah. If TC had a TP there, that would have been even bigger. But the fact that he managed to get Usher up, he got himself involved with the kills.
This is sneaky.
Yeah, the warding from LGD's been on point this game. That's for sure. Nice bottom lane, coming back down. This time there's no more ward here. So, Birion might be able to get a jump in onto ROTK. He has got follow through of both.
Yeah, but they see no one's in mid.
Yeah.
They probably expect the supports to be stacking those since it's right next to the minute mark. Let's see if Biru
ROTK
can
comes
get
out
it.
for the CS. This is going to be the go, I think. Yep. Birion moves in, sets it up with a Nightmare. Have they got the combo damage to bring him down? He should be able to get a snowball out in reaction, or not with the stun. Have they got the lock? No. The snowball still comes out. Now MMY is turned in, so they should be able to keep ROTK alive here with the shallow grave. Aoi without the mana to throw anything else out. So ROTK will live, and DC don't find anything there. And
I was just constantly having mana issues, though.
Yes.
He didn't have enough mana after he TP'd on top, and now on the bottom lane, if he had Avalanche Toss, they would have been able to kill him. But so even with the bottle, it's simply not enough. They don't have enough room control right now.
And this minute at the moment, I mean, yes, we've got maybe farming up the jungle camps. I guess when you've got 1200 saved up, do you think you just go straight for the Yule Scepter here on the mid laner still? Is that still the build, or do you change it now 6.85?
I still think Yule's is the build. We see a lot of them go
This is
for...
their TC. They've got the Laguna. Very nice 1-2 combo there. Didn't expect maybe to wrap back round from the jungle. And TC just caught a little bit out of position there in the mid.
I still think Yule's is the build. Some people go Bloodstone first, so you have a lot of mana sustained. But it's still really nice, especially versus like Queen of Pain. You can dispel the surge off Darkseer.
Absolutely, yeah. Actually,
you can
the Darkseer.
disrupt a grip instantly, as opposed to having to wait for your stun cooldown or wait for it to be up.
MMY. Oh, it's going to be fine.
They have vision behind him. I don't know why they didn't just sleep and kill him.
Yeah, this was a potential kill. Maybe they're worried about a smoke at this point. We do have a few heroes missing.
I mean, they just killed mid. They're very unlikely to smoke without Laguna.
Okay, yeah, about the Ruby.
I think they're just
RTK coming
they're
around,
just scared.
Yeah.
Lack of chemistry. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, as you said, Ush, very new, recent addition to the team. He's been playing with some of the members before. I think TC, obviously, in the past.
I think it's likely just more scared of, like, I don't know what you're scared of. Anti-mage cheaping in, not really.
I
Lina
mean,
without Laguna, not really. Tusk maybe with a snowball, but then he's going to snowball into your team.
Sylar is going to have a pretty good timing on the Battle Fury if the game continues like this, because we haven't really seen DC look to head up there to top lane. 3.7k on him at the moment. He's had pretty much, I mean, only the Audi 2000 Ogre that sat up top for a bit. Bulba's headed up back top to get some levels on the Dark Seer. Feeling a bit strong now that he's level 5. Got a couple of points in the Surge 3 in the Iron Shell.
Yeah, they really need Tiny to have like better movements around the map. Queen of Pain and Tiny, these guys are like killers in the early game. If you're not moving around, you know, blowing Sonic Wave or using your combo and Tiny, it's kind of you might as well just pick like a Spectre or something instead, because that's kind of how the game has been developing for them, at least in the early games. So now they realize, okay, we gotta get some kills. Anti-Mage is gonna have Battle Fury, and we're gonna have a very difficult time stopping them unless we actually move around the map. But the problem is they don't have the Blink Dagger. He went for a Treads, and at best his Blink Dagger is gonna be like 12, 13 minutes. If he gets an ultra kill, maybe 11.
They're going to need to find something big with this. I mean, it looks like they don't really have an idea which way they want to go at the moment. They're waiting for someone to reveal mid.
They're waiting for someone to check the bottom rune, but they're not interested, because LGD doesn't have the pressure to gank them. It's like, okay, we have anti-mage free farming. What do you guys have? A Tiny that has treads and fighting items but isn't farming at all. So they're just stacking and playing safe, waiting for Digital Chaos to come to them. On top of that, they have like Snowball as well as.
They might catch out bottom. We're just going to have a pause from Sylar here. We do see them wrapping around towards the bottom, but I think that's going to be a TP out.
It's an unimportant kill, too. It's just a dazzle, right? It's like, if you kill him, he gets vision on at least 2, probably 3 heroes.
171 minutes. Oh my goodness, how am I? So looks like we're having some more lag issues here. So hopefully that'll be sorted. But a pretty passive gameplay, but as we are saying, that's favouring LGD every time, really. Passive passivity at this point.
So DC, they kind of just have to group up and take more risks, and they need to keep fighting and fighting and fighting until like Tiny gets Blink Dagger and Anti-Mage is kind of forced in that position. Like, I don't really want to fight, but my team's getting crushed so badly that I need to fight. But it doesn't seem like it's going to happen unless they like take a couple of smart team fights right now. But it's 10 minutes and we haven't seen a Sonic Wave used. I think that's actually the biggest issue, as well as top lane having issues on Bulba being slightly underfarmed. He's, you know, kind of underfarmed compared to the Tusk, and Tusk was roaming around a lot in the top and mid.
Yeah, it was. He came to mid a couple of times and went all the way up to top. You're right, yeah.
So it's a little bit worrisome if you're a Digital Chaos fan, if there are any out there.
Whoa, come on, man. I'm sure 50% of.
No, I like the players on their team. It's just like, it's
a tough tournament.
You're met with a lot of disappointment after watching the play. I'm like, oh, nice, this could be the second best NA team after EG, and then you're like, oh wait,
I mean, that's quite a title. Second
I
best
know,
NA
I know.
team.
That's what I expected. I thought they were really good. They have a lot of talent. You know, Bulba coming in from a lot of experience after TI5 and whatnot, but it hasn't really come together for them yet. Hopefully they can pull it. So yeah, just gank some more on Tiny. They also need more stacks from, but I don't think I see any stacks. So you need stacks for the Tiny. Again, that like wasted movement by the Bane, it really cost Tiny a lot of money. Same with Queen. Like, where are her items?
Yeah, she's a bit lucky. And I mean,
she's getting something on the chicken, but
anything exciting? Nah. Just an
that is not his payback. That is.
I mean, you go and look at just maybe on the Lina. He's pretty much closing in on the Yules. Yeah, just a recipe short at this point, and this stack's going to put him a bit closer here. I mean, when you've got a Yules on Lina here, I mean, there's a.
It's really bad for Queen, because you need Queen to get, like...
Yeah, you can kill the Queen.
You can kill the Queen, and she also has to build defensively. Like, you want her to be able to, like, get an Orchid and kill the AM before Manta style, but...
I mean, what does she get now herself? Has she got to think about picking up a Yules herself, or...?
I honestly think she probably just has to get Scepter.
Okay, straight up.
And, I mean, you could also rush BKB, but that's also a waste. So I think Scepter is fine. Generally, you want, like, an Orchid, so... Like, if you get stunned out of a Yules combo, you can still Orchid the Lina before she dumps the rest of her damage, like before you get Laguna, so you can still survive even with an Orchid, but there's no way she can get an Orchid this game.
I mean, is this going to be one of those games as well where Ush has to even be forced to pick up an early BKB himself on the Tiny, even though he's obviously really
that would not be good.
I mean, at that point, you're not winning.
Because he needs Blink, he needs BKB, he also needs Scepter. Scepter is like your equivalent to Battle Fury, except Sylar's going to have his at like, what, 13 maybe?
How close? He's it's going to be a very good time.
So maybe even 12. 13 or 12, and then Tiny's like going to have his Blink after the Battle Fury, which is really bad. you might have to just completely change it up and just go for stacking with the Scepter and just getting your Blink Dagger later so you can accelerate your farm.
I mean, at this point as well, when he does have the Battle Fury, have you got any chance with DC's lineup in terms of catching him out in the jungle? With the Bane leading in with the Sonic Wave burst down?
Yeah,
I mean, the way that LGD have been playing with this, the warding as well,
wards.
They'll be able to keep their jungle pretty safe, I feel, for Sylar.
Yeah, there's a chance, though. Yes, there was a chance.
Yeah, okay.
Not if it was a good chance.
Okay, okay.
It's a small chance. They need a ward up. They need a blink on Tiny. Yeah, it's not impossible. It's not that bad for Digital Chaos. It's just I think they could have gotten a lot more out of the early game.
It's not the game plan that you reckon they would have gone for with the draft that they went with.
Yeah,
they would have hoped that 10 minutes in they would have found something more than just one kill.
Because if you want to contest the AM late game, you go for something else, right? PL, Spectre, Gyro even, I think is okay.
Yes, yeah.
Like all those are kind of support. Or you just take the AM yourself because they had the option of doing so. So, they went for this game plan and it's not working out for them yet. But it's their first game, probably their third game together.
Yes, yeah, that's true with us. But I guess there's also a point though. If the Tiny gets super stacked, we're talking 7 slot moon shards and the whole caboodle. I think it's still whack
7 slot Tiny.
Go against an AM. It can still
6 slot Tiny beats 6 slot. AM.
You know what I mean? So they do have that late game potential, but there's going to be that window where AM's just going to farm. I guess he does farm faster than the Tiny unless you have a decent time on the Ags on Tiny.
Yeah, he's going to be like 1.5 times Tiny's net worth, and Lina is also going to be.
He's going to peak a lot
to
sooner.
Queen.
Yeah. He's going to be slotted a lot quicker than Tiny, unless they can kill the AM, which is going to be. Well, we're waiting to see. But again, we do apologise for this pause. If you just tuned in, we are having some MS issues with some of the players. So.
It went back down to 67.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, question marks are being fired.
Bing, 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 bing.
He's on the loo. He's on the loo. On the loo.
That's not important.
What's not important?
Fantasy points.
Dude, it is. It's all about who comes out with a negative at the end of the match.
The negative is impressive.
Yes, if you land a negative fantasy score, then you're not probably doing that well in the real life.
I guess Tusk is a little under farm, which is pretty good for them. But I don't know.
He's still got good levels. I mean, he's hitting onto level 7 soon. I mean,
he has levels.
You can do a lot without items on Tusk, can't you? In terms of just catching out heroes at this point of the game.
Yeah.
And bursting them down.
He's a lot more useful without items than Darkseer.
I mean, ideally, you get a blink just so you can initiate and get yourself out, not worry about being
or snowball some people in.
Yeah, bring them in.
I've seen like so many sick snowball plays. Dodge Scream of Pain, dodge multicast, dodge tiny combo.
I mean, I guess with the lineup that LGD have, the snowball's really going to be either for initiating on your own or for saving someone. Because you don't really want to be bringing any of these heroes to the front line. Unless it's the AM and he's got a few items on him. But you don't want to take a Rubik or a Dazzle or Lina.
Definitely not. It's almost purely defensive.
Yeah.
Someone gets stunned up by Tiny, someone gets gripped. You can use the Dispel Sleep if you don't want to attack it off. And, someone's getting multicasted, but generally defensive. Or buy time for your teammates to come in like we saw.
Yes, hold it in. So if DC decides to go aggressive on the Tusk.
But look, like this mech timing is going to be super late too.
Okay.
Like everything's just a few minutes delayed for DC, so LGD feel completely comfortable with how the game is proceeding. You'd be very happy if you're ROTK.
Absolutely. And bottom lane Ush, in terms of his farm, I mean, he's not falling behind really that far from the AM. But it is going to be that point when the AM gets his battle fury online. That's going to be very hard for Ush to keep up.
Right. If you don't want to fight, you just go straight Midas.
Okay.
Without the
Tiny.
Right. If you're trying to outscale him into the late game, you want to go for a Midas. And then if you want to kill, you go for Brown Boots Blink. So he went for this like half kind of fighting build, except no one's fighting, except maybe now when they're smoking into the jungle. Maybe not.
They go for something.
Yeah.
They do have the smoke here.
They're setting up for a smoke.
Yeah, with the Laguna, they could go for a pick-off. If they could find us, I guess that would be the ideal pick-off.
Now you'll see this trend where less and less teams are smoking S5 because it's way too obvious, and it's just a waste of a minute for your entire team. So now teams like to smoke as like 2 to be less obvious, and it looks like Tiny's going to get cut out by this.
He's in a lot of trouble, Ush here. There's no way that he gets out of this. Even the BM Laguna there to seal the deal. Make sure that maybe get the kill for himself. But, I mean, that's what we're talking about.
So now they're looking for a return kill. This is very common, like safe lane trade for safe lane trade.
And they could find it. They don't have the Fiend script, though. If they had Fiend script.
See? Comes back to the wasted just time sitting there on bottom. If he had, like, a little bit more time to stack up.
Would have got it, but Sylar's going to be safe here. Does Sylar have his Battle Fury out to him yet? He must be very, very close.
Very close.
Yeah, okay, just under the final 100.
So they'll get a tower. I guess it's actually pretty good too. They actually got a ward behind.
At the same time, though, LGD, they're getting a tower themselves, and they got a kill.
Yeah.
So the trades, you know, still a lot better for the side of LGD here.
And anti-mage not dying until Battle Fury is always a really good sign for your team. And it's kind of sucks for DC that they actually didn't take the fight on top, because now this ward's going to be wasted. Because ideally you'd want, like, after this tower falls, Aim's going to farm his jungle as well as the lane, so you want to ward up the jungle so you can kill the anti-mage. But they don't have an extra ward. Like, they're forced to use one defensively for Ush on bottom, who already died, and not one for the top. Sad times for Digital Chaos.
I mean, is this a bit of the game plan? So he's going straight Aghanims.
Yeah, so their gank plan is we can't gank. Queen of Pain's a little underfarmed as well as Tiny, so like their game plan's changing. Looks like probably Scepter. Yules is super dangerous. Like once Lena gets Scepter, which she probably will by the time she gets Yules, she'll be almost one shot.
That is true, yeah, with that squishy on health pool. TP's into the mid lane, maybe he has got that Laguna. They'd love to try and lead in onto someone. They don't have yet another smoke out today. It's probably
I think they're
not available. They use them all at the moment, yeah.
Nope.
No, just heading up to the top lane. I mean, who's up there at the moment? Bulba, backing himself up, along with Buri. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what we were talking about earlier. Just securing the jungle here for Sylar, getting the sentries down, making sure that the DC don't have any vision around these camps. Yeah, this is what they expected. They expected them to take the top T1 and then drop the 2 observers, but they didn't even drop the observer ward. And looks like DDC is kind of setting up for a kill on Bane, but unfortunately they dropped a ward right on top of a sentry. They did. A little bit unfortunate for LGD.
So now they'll have Medallion up, and now they can just kind of take Roche. And DC, like, they don't have any control of that area at all. They don't have any control of the map, really.
I guess they can try and fight it if they realize that it's happening.
Oh yeah, they could.
Wombo combo,
but they never know.
Vacuum, Avalanche, Sonic Wave.
Now
then again, when you do that, ROTK will just come out with a snowball, and then your combo's gone.
Yep.
And then they'll just reinitiate back onto.
Or you can Ice Shards. Ice Shards is really good around the pit.
Oh, here we go. Straight up, Laguna Blade from Maybe with the rolling as well. They'll find that. LGD will start to walk it up. Biryu's coming in with Aoi and TC as well. Does have a Sonic. I don't think we've seen a single Sonic Wave yet this game, have we?
We have not.
We might see one now, if Aoi can get the. She gets the Ignite out onto ROTK, but now I think DC are thinking maybe we don't actually want to fight this.
I mean, maybe he has a
DD. I mean, if you get the stun here, I'm sure maybe his timing will be on point, and it is. TC's going to go down. The snowball goes onto the dead Quap, but they might still get out. He's going to look for the TP out. Have they got anything to cancel time? No. The Light Strike was still on cooldown. Yours as well. But nonetheless, 2 kills there on the bottom lane. TC came down, didn't get a Sonic Wave out still, and does just lose his life for coming down there.
I'm really surprised he went for the staff.
Yeah.
I would have completely expected a point booster. He might have been able to blink out in time, but it's still.
Are we seeing more people die bottom? Yeah. Something's going on bottom, Ben. Let's have a look. Ush is having a bit of pressure applied to him. But now Bulba's coming for Naui, so LGD are going to play it safe. And all at the same time, we've got to remember that LGD are putting on this pressure around the map, and you've got Sylar, he's just having a grand old time at this point of the game. It's 15 minutes in, 120 CS, hasn't died at all. And I'll be honest, I don't see him dying anytime soon unless DC really change up what they've been doing.
LG have been really good about like kind of predicting what DC's going to do though. Yeah. Like, you know, they catch out Ush when he's unprotected. They kind of make sure that Sylar's protected too because they expect observer wards and expect pressure in the top lane. They like TP'd out during a couple of the ganks too. So I would say LGD's like it's not super impressive because DC hasn't been doing anything that wild. But
I mean, look, DC are going for something here, Ben. Let's have a look what's going on. The lead through now with the Fiend's Grip onto RTK. They should be able to find at least one, and they do. They get the Tusk here. They follow through now with the Avalanche onto maybe the Toss as well. Now MMY, they've got to get themselves out. That's going to be the leader down. MMY is going to be taken down here as well, and Digital Chaos.
Okay, they did not expect that one at all.
That was a very nice 5-man in the mid lane, and as you said, LGD were just... They didn't think that would happen at all. DC haven't been playing that way, that they've just grouped up as 5 and gone for it, but now they have.
They also got the ward behind the tower too, so that was really huge for them. I'm surprised that LGD were, you know, you can just like sack one tower and sack it for the smoke gank, but they actually kind of committed to the fight, and Anti-Mage wasn't even able to TP and kind of look for a kill at all. But like Quap was, you know, 700 mana, 600 mana deficit. That would have been pretty big. But they're not really that concerned. They're still like, okay, Sylar, just get big. We'll do Roche at some point with the medallion, and we'll win that way. Although they really did not want to give that up.
I mean, yeah, Ush is what, 700 or so away from his Aghanims, and he is level 11. So he's going to be able to step up his farm rate. It's going to be a little bit beefier. We'll be able to deal with, maybe even looking to catch out Sylar if they wanted to go for some kind of smoke up. But the smoke up is actually coming from LGD here. And we'll see if they catch anyone out at the moment. No one in that bottom lane. They have actually backed off here, and I think DC playing it smart. And this is what you were talking about. When a team goes for these kind of multi-man smokes, they're going to be aware that something's going on here. Aoi might tank this gank though. He is fairly tanky though, so he is the man to do it. And here we go, the lead in. Snowball straight onto Aoi, but they might be ready to fight this DC. Ush looking for the wraparound, a perfect avalanche, gets it onto 2. And now LGD just playing it carefully. There'll be the stolen Fiend script from DDC. What a player. Maybe finishes off the kill onto Ush with a Laguna Blade. They do lose DDC, but a Rubik for a Tiny. They'll take that trade any day here. RTK trying to get himself out. Nice slide track around to Bulba, but the Iron Shell still taking him down. Sully jumps in with the Battle Void onto the Darks here, bursts him down, brings the rest of DC incredibly low, and this could be a cleanup now for LGD. Sully turns up to the fight. He's looking for Aoi here. Maybe we'll finish off the kill onto the Ogre. Biryu's trying to TP out. Should be able to make it. They can't cancel it in time. A very nice fight there from the side of LGD, and a very nice Fiend's Grip, of course, to get Ush out.
How did he manage to get that Fiend's Grip? Did he? Well, who died last? The Smoke Ink in mid. It was Tusk, Dazzle, and then Lina. Oh yeah.
Yes,
so Rubik
Lina
actually
died.
stayed
so
alive.
Rubik stayed alive for a while. Yeah. I mean, it looked hopeful for DC, but I think when that Fiend's Grip came out, they were able to take out Tiny before he got the full combo off. I believe he just got an avalanche out in that.
They also didn't have vision. Like they saw them over here, but or they popped the smoke, but LGD they didn't know where, or DC didn't know where LGD was, so they couldn't like burst someone with Tiny, for example, which is what you really want to do during a smoking like that.
I mean, this is the worrying thing as well for DC, the fact that maybe closing in, we're getting closer at least to the Aghanim, so only 1,500 to go before we finish.
He doesn't have that much HP though, so that's kind of a bright side.
Yeah, they can still, if they can get the initiation.
Yeah, multicast, like a stun combo from Tiny, even if she gets hits by Sonic Wave, it's still going to be pretty good. So now, after they win that fight in mid, they taste blood. They're like, okay, maybe we can actually still keep him down and get.
I like this as well, smoking up. It's going to be hard because there is the full 5-man of LGD here. Here we go, ding, ding, ding. Ush leads in with the avalanche toss onto Sylar. The Fire Blast as well. Can they bring it down though? This Shallow Grave's there in time. Wall has been dropped by Bulba. Can Sylar get out? No. Fiend's Grip holding him in place. They try and heal Sylar up, but they'll lose the aim. They actually lose MMY here on the Dazzle as well.
Why did Rubik toss him in?
This was not the fight here.
Rubik tossed him in.
Stolen toss. Oh.
Yeah, what?
Oh, Rubik. That was a literal throw. Wow. Okay. I mean, DC are doing it to some extent. These are the fights that they want to come out on top of. They're getting 3 kills, killing your Sylar anti-mage, and losing no one off the back of it. They've still got a good bit of fight in them, DC, and LGD making a couple of mistakes.
LGD didn't expect them to. They just drastically changed playstyle. Like, as soon as they got, I think, the mech on Darkseer, they're like, okay, whatever, we need to smoke, we need to fight, we need to constantly keep going and going and going. And LGD is like, what? They've been playing passively for like the first 15 minutes of the game. Why are they starting to
They were just like, whoa, okay, this team is awake. And
so they haven't really adapted to what DC is throwing to them. And it all started with this like mid ward into the mid tower. So that's really promising for Digital Chaos.
I mean, maybe this is kind of the strength of DC in this tournament. Maybe teams do underestimate them. So if at the beginning it's kind of looking a bit lackluster, LGD may have fell into a bit of a comfort zone, and then DC kind of come at them with these fights, and LGD are like, well, suddenly we're losing, our cause. We're not finding any kills in return in these fights.
Yeah, it's like, what? They have this amount of teamwork? They're going to smoke us 5 and catch us out? Yeah, they definitely didn't expect that. And now they have all these like super deep wards too, so they can actually kind of make plays all around the map where LGD were in a really good position before. Now it's like they really need Roche to secure a making that advantage. Right now, I say it's pretty even, especially with Tiny just starting to get his accelerated farm with the Scepter.
Absolutely, 8k on him at the moment. I guess with the Ags picked up, could you just now go for the Blink Dagger here to add to this kind of chase down this catch?
Honestly, you can go BKB.
You think you need the BKB now?
Blink's fine. I think Blink or BKB. BKB's just safe, right? You're playing a safe game if you're LGD. You want to minimize death. Yeah. You have the Tusk Grave. You have the the Tusk Snowball, the Dazzle Grave. Like, you have these kind of spells. You want to play around with the Aegis. Like, you just need to kind of withstand their onslaught of the Grip, the Sonic Wave, and the Stun Toss at the start. So Blink or BKB is fine. You can also go Bloodstone too, just for more HP, but something that offers some sort of defensive capability. Okay. So not a Dagon. Not a Veil, not a Refresher.
Unfortunately not for the Dagon lovers out there. I'm sure a few people see a bit of the old Dagon action, but yeah.
Does that item need a buff?
I don't know, man. Does it?
I think so.
I mean, it is fairly expensive.
What about just reducing recipe by like 50?
By 50?
Yeah.
Wow. If that comes out in the next update, I know the real ice bodies there.
I wouldn't mind seeing some love from there, just because Glimmer Cape got, you know, it's
That's
like
true.
it's
Yeah,
really
with the
strong,
Glimmer Cape
so it's
introduction.
hard to. So DC is like, it worked twice for us, so we're gonna try it one more time.
I mean, I like it. With the TC bait as well here. So really playing on the fact that, look, it's TC on his own. You know, he's being silly. Come and jump on him, and then they'll get the bounce back. LGD playing it smart here, just keeping themselves up on the high ground.
Yeah, and they dewarded the big Roche ward.
She's going to lead in here, surge forward. We'll find RTK. RTK gets tossed up and avalanched up. Not a time for a
But that's fine. This is what it's like. Okay, let's just bail. Like whatever, we lost
the gang
one.
there. Yeah. Okay.
But they lose a tower and
yeah,
they lose
DD
more Roche
tiny.
control.
This is going to be an easy tower.
Yep. So I don't know. LGD actually could tank some high ground damage at this point too. I don't know if Lena's actually strong enough to defend, but.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Looks like they might want to proceed into Roche. Roche is like the next super important point. If LGD get it, like Sylar will continue to get out of control. But if DC get it, Tiny is going to be a massive problem for them to deal with. They don't have vision inside this area though, so I don't know if they're going to go
we
for
already
it.
talked about it before, the fact that if Ush gets those items under his belt before the anti-mage does, he's going to be able to win these.
Oh, Ogre has a solar. That's big. No, that's really unexpected because LG is going to expect us really slow Roche because they have terrible heroes for Roche.
Okay.
But with
So the
Bloodlust,
surprise solar.
yeah. No, it's actually a big difference in this because if you look at these lines, like how are they going to do Roche? You don't expect it.
I mean,
And
spotted out now.
it's already
LGD
really
like,
low.
what?
I know. You
It's
see them
nearly
all move.
dead. We got to get ourselves in there, guys. RTK leading in with the shards. He's going to be the first to jump. A snowball into Beer. You want to try and take the bane out before he gets a Fiend's Grip off, and they do. Sonic Wave out from TC, but now with the return of good way. The vacuum wall is nice, catches out a couple of them. The Solid just stays there with a Mana Void as well. They've found Bol, but they should be able to get Usher as well, and they do. TC trying to TP out from the pit. Will not be able to make it though, because the Yule's Council from Maybe's there. They'll burst down the quad. Aoi trying to look for a TP will be the only one to escape, and LGD finished Roshan, and that was not great for DC. That was
It was an okay play. They kind of seemed like half committed to it though because they saw the Observer Ward. If they had Sentry and there was no Observer Ward there, they probably would have all in on it. But they like kind of had committed, and Roche was at like 20% HP, where you have to take the fight. You cannot just leave the Roche there. So.
I mean, the LGD's kind of prioritization of who they were taking down the fight was really nice as well. You know, straight on the Bane, very disruptive hero in those kind of situations, could really mess up kind of Maybe and Salar's flow as they try and move themselves around the fight.
What they needed was like a vacuum wall as they came in because they were all smoked and Darkseid had to blink.
He got about, what, 3 with the wall, but there just wasn't like the follow-up to hold them in place. And
They had already...
They'd already made the jump.
Yeah. So that, you know, that was an... I think it was actually a pretty good move by DC. I think like
to go for the Roche at least.
Yeah, to go for the Roche, but after the D ward, I didn't necessarily like how they played it. I think like you drop the sentry, you see the Observer Ward, you back off for a tiny bit, you like fake leave it, and then you go all in on it. You have 5 heroes in there attacking. They had like 4 heroes, sometimes like 1 or 2 scouting, but it was not a great setup for them. Also, it really hurt that they didn't have a ward over there. They had this ward up here, dewarded the first time, and then they were kind of fighting in blind. That's why they were so hesitant to go for it.
I think we might see them try and go for solo here. They did make a jump, but
yeah, he has Aegis. If you go for him,
and Aegis, and they might even try and fight off this. You got a lead in here from RTK, going straight for free as well. The Sonic Wave will come through onto Sylar and RTK. They'll try and walk it off. Sylar getting pretty low, but he does have Aegis. RTK's in here, Fiend's Grip up, so they'll kill both. But the anti-mage is going to be back for round 2. Laguna Blade finishes off Buri on the Bane. So is he going to continue to chase? No, looks like they don't want to fight into this anymore. They realize that they are a tusk down. So all in all,
the tiny combo's still up.
Yeah. The fact that they take down the Aegis from the AM just like that, and they kill RTK. DC's still showing us the favourable fights.
Yeah, it's a good Sonic Wave.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under
good stuff indeed from DC. And I mean, there's still a bit of catch-up to do here on this Tiny in terms of farm, but
Anti-Mage needs 1 more item before he's like really strong. Like as of this point, he's still like, he doesn't really have that much HP. 1300, like Sonic Wave knocks off, like, you know, a third.
I mean, in terms of HP, do you think Sylar's just saving up for the heart now?
I mean, they don't. I think Heart's much better than Butterfly in this situation.
Yeah.
But it depends on what he wants to do. If you want to farm more, you go for Butterfly. So I don't really know what they're looking for in terms of timing. Maybe he has a lot of gold saved up. I'm not sure where he's gonna go. BKB, I still think is the gem. Because the only way they lose a big team fight if they get like vacuum walled into like Sonic Wave tiny combo. That's devastating, and it's actually like a pretty high chance of happening because they do have the Blink Dagger on the Darkseer. So you know you kind of want to avoid catastrophe if you're LGD and still wait for AM to outscale. And a way to avoid catastrophe is Blink and BKB.
Okay.
risk management, man.
Yeah, it's the way to play here.
It's also because, like, if you're in LGD shoes, you also think you're better than DC because.
Okay.
Like,
you reckon they've got that mindset? I mean, I'm sure they still respect the opponent.
Yeah, you respect the opponent. It's like, okay, we're probably a late game. They're really good at late game decision making, and you're confident in your late game taking abilities versus DC. Yeah, so you just want your items up on your main heroes, and then you play from there.
So the BKB is
BKB is fine on Sylar too.
Yeah. I mean, this is full fight here from Sylar.
It's still dangerous though because of grip and Queen ult. So I don't know. He needs another Aegis, or he doesn't feel safe. But yeah, if you're LGD, you're confident in your late game ability, so you want to take it to 40+, and you want to build late game-ish items.
Okay.
So Rubik has a blink. It's pretty good for them. Lena still not sure. Let's see if she stops by for a soul booster here. Nope, nothing. Looks like BKB then, I would say.
Okay, BKB's coming out. I mean, they're realizing that DC want to fight, as you said before. They've got the kind of combo to burst down. They do have things to go through BKB, but I guess only with the potential to kill one person with that. Maybe they get a nice multi-man Sonic Wave, but at this point, you know, with the BKB as well, fairly tanky heroes on LGD. I can see it jumping on top, and this should be a free kill on Aoi. DDC with the Storm of Fiend's Grip. I believe it was coming to the end of the use. Now he's got a bit more time on it, but nonetheless, using it to get themselves essentially a free kill and more money into the pocket of the anti-mage. So now that he's gone back for the BKB, he can continue to kind of proceed to something that's going to be a little bit more offensive.
It's whatever you want to, however you want to play it.
I mean, I guess if you get the BKB, you don't necessarily need the heart as well, or at least not next time. Now do you go for the butterfly?
I mean, honestly, I think the BKB first was a little bit surprising. So now that he's gotten the BKB, I wouldn't be surprised if he went hard.
Oh, really?
Because it's just like, how are they going to kill him?
That way. Yeah.
It's like, all he needs to do is survive. And they're like pretty comfortable with that. But I mean, he's kind of deal with this Tiny with AC coming up pretty soon. So
that's true.
I don't know. I think it might be a problem if he goes too tanky.
Okay.
But I still think he might do it.
Has Lena spent her money yet?
Yeah, she bought BKB.
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah.
She just bought it.
Okay. And yeah, as you said, blink on the Rubik on the task.
Yeah.
There we go. Very nice. So ROTK himself, I mean, looking for a BKB here also, I guess.
I think if you're LGD 2, you're pretty confident that you're going to get the Aegis. So that's another reason not to go BKB early. But if you're not sure about it, and DC has been kind of bringing things that they didn't expect after the 15-minute mark, you're just like, it's just safe. Let me just get that item. Good thing they have Lena on their team.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do kind of like how DC have stepped up the play, and I like the fact that they're grouping up here at the top lane as well, realizing that they have got the fight potential.
Their early game was just like...
It was, yeah. It could have been, I mean, just imagine if their early game was better.
Yeah.
At this point, they would
be ahead.
Yeah.
They'd be ahead if their early game was a little better.
Yeah.
They need a gem on the side of LGD. If, like, they're still trying to play, you know, on their terms, and DC's gonna take good fights with all these observer wards.
Smoke up from LGD. Who are they going to be able to catch out? It might just be Biryu's left alone here, and looks like it will be the Bane who takes this one hit. LGD with a quick and clean pick off. That will allow everyone on the outside of DC to get themselves safely away though. Smoke nonetheless, and
Invis rune might be
another
big too.
Invis here for Tiny.
They can pick off the Lena super easily. You can just pop her before she pops BKB.
I just have to be a little bit careful because there is backup here for maybe, but if they can burst it down quick enough, it doesn't matter, and they can. Look at those slaps there from Ush with the help of Bulba and Aoi. They did drop the wall for it. But
one of the problems with
dominating
BKB.
string. Lots of money here into the bank of Ush.
It's a good kill. Yeah, the net worth is still not that bad. 7,500 is definitely...
And the fact that it's stopped as well at 7.5k, that's always the issue. You know, you may be able to get a lead, but if you're not able to kind of maintain, like, increasing that lead, you know that something's going wrong.
It's the price of the Roche mistake that they had. So if they can just secure Roche... I mean, they have a really good Roche fight. The vacuum alone is really, really good.
Well, I like this from Sylar, though, so he gets the Skull Basher. So he's picking up something that he can kind of fight with and punch back at the side of DC. He's not going full defensive with that heart follow-up that we were maybe...
You know, even Lincoln's would have been fine, too, because of grip. That's the only thing that breaks it, but Basher's okay. I just don't know how much uptime he's going to have. I guess that's why you get Basher. Try and bash Queen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, just getting the full out Abyssal.
Yeah.
I mean, do you go full Abyssal now, or do you just go Basher?
If you get Aegis, you go Abyssal.
Yeah. I mean, how long till Roshan's back up?
Shouldn't be too long.
Let's have a look if we've got the timing up. Yeah, it's okay. We're not yet know the actual timer yet. We'll see that appear in a few
Maybe
minutes.
in DDC walkthrough with some wards.
Dire's top tower
And
is
this
under attack.
siege creeps following them.
She's looking pretty good now.
Oh, yeah.
He's looking very good. I mean, 2.4k gold on top of the AC. They're going to go for some kind of kill potential here now with Biryu and TC. They've got everything up there in terms of the Fiend's Grip and the fact that the wall has come back online. Looks like Bulba won't be joining with it for this one. So we won't have the Dark Seer here. She's going to leave Aoi on his own up top. The team says going to wrap around towards, but that's a blink forward from Sylar. He does get the BKB off, but still the physical damage and the pure from the Sonic Wave. Oh, that blink, very costly there for the side of LGD and DC with... they're going to be very happy that they were sitting there in the smoke in the mid lane, because Sylar did not expect that.
Yeah, did he even need a smoke? I don't think so. I think they actually could have killed him without one.
Yeah.
But this is really bad. They've lost a lot of map control.
He's dead for 60 seconds as well. That's you know, you're losing at least a tier 2 on the top lane from that one, and you cannot fight as LGD surely at this point. You've got to be careful of losing any more heroes.
Okay, so they finally pick up a gem for MMY. This is really important because LGD haven't been able to catch anyone out in a long time, and they have good killers like Lina with Yules, for example. In retrospect, you know, he might be regretting. He's like, I kind of need BK, or I kind of need a Shadow Blade because of how the game has been progressing. Because before it was a lot of 5-on-5, now it's been a lot of picks.
Rubik leading in here. They do get the clip count onto Ush, and now the fight begins. Bobble with the vacuum walks drop to the middle. TK does get Shallow Graved up. Gets the snowball out, uses it straight away. Needs to start to move out of this one. TC gets caught up by the light strike, bursted down low, and they'll find the kill onto the Queen here. They'll get TC out of the fight here for 60 seconds. LGD moving in for more. They might. Oh, Aoi's trapped in the creeps. Oh no, Aoi. Oh, the Bible thumping is happening here. He's trying to go for the walk around. He's fairly tanky, but I mean, he'll buy some time here. He'll take a few punches to bring him down, but they'll get out of it. And a second pick off. So DC may be going a little bit too aggressive. Sylar is now back on the map. But
DDC's really been the stand-up player for me in this series.
Really?
With the 2 grips, and then
to be fair,
he stole toss, and then Queen got Yuled, and then Lina stunned, and then he comboed the toss after that to actually secure the kill.
He's a smart man, DDC.
Yeah, he's been playing very well. So if he gets a scepter, oh my gosh, scepter grip, scepter ogre. Grip.
I mean, enjoy the nightmares for everybody. Quite literally, when he picks up that scepter and gets that grip on him. And here's the roast you get. So LGD are going to go for it, as you said. Once Sylar gets the Aegis on him, he's got that Basher as well. We may even see LGD then group up and start to push down a lane.
Maybe once he gets Abyssal.
Okay, still hang on for a bit for those later item pickups.
Yeah. I still think he's like, you know, he was kind of. I think he was at 17,000 when Tiny was at 11, so that's like a 6,000 difference.
Yeah,
now it's only
the gap
2,500.
is being closed, yeah.
Yeah, because of that one death. Oh, he's going Butterfly. Ooh, cool. I'm a big fan of Butterfly on Tiny.
I mean, you're not going to see MKBs coming out from anyone on LGD, are you?
And he really needs the attack speed, and he gives him good armor.
I mean, maybe. I mean, when you see the Butterfly come out, does Sylar say, I've got to get MKB, or does he still have to continue with what he was going for anyway? Or do you think you do have to get
I think
MKB?
you just rely on him to be a Laguna target every time, and just kind of proceed into
mid lane.
Hello.
Hello. What's going to happen here? The lead in onto maybe. DDC for the wraparound, holding Aoi back. Wall has been dropped, but the snowball in the Laguna straight into the Dark Side brings him down. Biryu gets the Fiend's Grip on the sidelines, trying to help the kill onto maybe, but now Ush, he's been sent up in the air. Biryu's had to back up. Ush gets the toss back onto RTK, trying to remove him from the fight, but LGD is still standing strong. They look for Ush and they'll find it. Sylar jumping into the front lines of the fight, gets the kill with the anti-mage, and Biryu will look for the TB out, but they've got him. They get the light strike array. They don't have vision, but some great awareness from maybe, realizing that he's probably just going for the easy TP from the top. It wasn't that easy though. They get themselves another kill, and this is what we were saying. LGD, they get the Aegis, and they realize they can go, they can fight, and it's going to be very hard for DC to kind of come out on top when they catch them off guard.
DC thought it was going to be an easy kill, but he got the BKB off. I don't actually know how he got the BKB off. I think they like slept him into like an avalanche, but he actually
was like a time, a little instant.
Maybe someone will. I'm still not sure, but he got the BKB off, and from there it was like.
I mean, the BKB. I mean, we kind of questioned, but it's been really good for Sylar. We've seen a fair few fights where he's just not going to. We saw one into, where he was caught out mid. Nice Sonic Wave. Looked to try and lead through onto AM, but he's going to sit there. He'll back off. Yeah, he doesn't want to waste the Aegis as of yet. Now with Bulba back on, he's going to have the Bane coming back in as well. But
they can proceed. They just need to earn him 2 times, I think.
Okay.
And then they can still catch him off guard. He has enough money for Abyssal on top of that. So, why did he earn Dazzle? Misclick.
I mean, this could be the time to go as well, because obviously the fact that Bulba has it. Oh, he's got the wall back in 10 seconds. Okay. So it's nearly back on.
Oh, this sentry doesn't see this ward.
See if they see how aggressive LGD do go now.
They need to scout out for the wards. They need to scout out down here, see if there's observer wards, and then scout out over here, and then kind of keep trapping them in their base while anti-mage. Once he gets an abyssal, I don't think anyone's safe from him. So they can kind of wait, but looks like trying to go with the Aegis still unlocked.
Easy need to do something. Nice couple of multicasts onto Sylar. They'll pop down a Nightmare, but it doesn't look like they have any follow-up instantly. Sylar, he's just going to walk this off. DC not feeling confident enough to jump straight in. Ush just looking for a bit of the old rat action on the top lane on this Tiny, just getting some pressure in up there. And trying to find the rest of that money for that completed butterfly. He's going to have to be careful. Sylar, is he going to go for the Abyssal? He is, yeah, straight up. Doesn't have buyback, of course, but...
this is scary. He's like really strong right now.
Yeah. As you said, you know, whoever he jumps on regardless, they're going to die if they're on their own.
He doesn't have any vision.
Might be the first to test this out. There we go. Goodbye, Bane. Goodbye. Oh, TC has blinked in on this one. They'll look to chase it down here. If they can find the stun and a couple of bashes, they might just be able to kill the Quap, and they will. Nice mana void from Sylar. Finishes that one off, and TC, not the Sonic Wave that was really necessary there, and ends up paying with his life as they just turn onto it.
Well, he was kind of expecting like more backup, I think. Like if you blink in and then Darkseer blinks in and then Tiny runs up, but his team wasn't there. So you see like, you know, some slight misfires in terms of teamwork from DC. Overall, I think they did pretty decently this game. Their mid-game was really good.
It was very good, yeah, especially... Oh, this is a lovely vacuum wall from Bob, but they just don't have the follow-up. Laguna Blade bringing Bob incredible. The bash from Sylar, of course. First hit just takes down Sam. There'll be a buyback here on TC. So it looks like LGD will once again just keep it back. But they
Tiny's doing crazy things.
They've got to be aware of Ush. Yeah, he does punch pretty hard onto these structures.
Yeah. All they need is like one good team fight. Oh.
I imagine the Nightmare was on cooldown.
How the heck does that happen?
The old... I don't know if that's a reborn, if that's just how it works. The fact that if you cast it as the TP, I think because you actually visually stick around longer than the channeling animation, don't you, with the TP? So there's still a window to cast it. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If DC actually have one good team fight, I think they can win this game. Like a vacuum wall into Sonic Wave, they really have like good potential ceiling for their damage and fights, but it hasn't been truly realized yet.
I mean, yeah, DC one big fight and Butterfly down on Usher.
He needs BKB too, sadly.
I mean, if he does get BKB, he's going to be pretty unstoppable in these fights. I mean, he's just going to roll around.
Well, Anti-Mage will man-fight him.
That's the thing, yeah. The aim's got to jump on the Tiny each and every time. Because if there's the opportunity for the stun to come out, the fact that the BKB on AM is probably wearing fairly short in terms of cooldown. What kind of duration? Sorry, it's coming down to 7, so it's closing in on the old 5 seconds. And that's going to be the point where they're going to feel a lot stronger. Sylar, he's looking for Ush. Ush trying to give him the old walk around. Is it going to work? Straight jump in, and BKB's been popped. They'll get the bash down to him. He just get himself out with the Laguna Blade. Not quite enough. But now the snowball in. They're trying to turn it TC, bringing DDC low here. But the Shallow Grave will be able to keep the Rubik alive. They'll lose Ush on the Tiny. They've already lost Bria as well. TC gets caught out by a light strike array, and the right clicks from maybe the physical damage from MOI too much. Owie gets a mana void to the face.
God, RTK was so fast with that BKB. Yeah. That was incredibly fast. They had no idea the Tiny was right there, and he did it before the avalanche went through. That was really good by him. If he doesn't do that, I think it goes a little bit differently.
Look at this. Ooh. Welcome to Nature Watch here with David Attenborough. We inspect the grass here on the Dota 2 playing field. But LGD with a win, and as you said, credit to DC. The mid game wasn't bad. It was it
was really good. It wasn't bad. It was really good.
Well, it wasn't bad. So you know that could include was really good. Bad.
You got to give them more credit than that. I think their teamwork and laning just needs a little bit more work in the early game. If they can go like even in the laning phase, I think they're actually a contender for like 3rd place in their group.
Yeah, I mean not bad at all from DC, but not as bad from LGD. Obviously winning the game, they'll take that one. The Sylar anti-mage successful once again. Had a fairly good game. The build was the build. Worked out very nicely. The fact that he got that
the Roshan jump. That's what the game hinged on.
Yeah, if DC had got away with, as you said, the early solar crest on Owie, you know, the fact that LGD didn't expect it and they'd actually got that Roshan, then maybe the late game would have been a little bit different. But yeah, LGD just, as you said, but making the better late game decisions, which is pretty much
some moments of brilliance though from Digital Chaos. I like seeing that.
Late game decisions, LGD. And on that note,
whoa,
wow,
mind.
late game decision gaming. Takes it again, 40 minutes in. Look at that. Fantastic stuff. And well, that's it for game 1. We're going to be back for game 2. We'll have to get ourselves in the lobby quick. So do stick around, everyone that's watching on the stream. Hopefully you're enjoying the cast. If you're not, hopefully you'll enjoy the next cast, which is going to be us again. So, you know, it's maybe not. Maybe. But maybe, of course, LGD. He's going to be back as well. Game 2 round the corner, Ben. Let's put some overlay on. Have we got a weight screen? Update the score. Can we write a score?